How many dreams have died because they stayed only as wishes? People say, "One day I will change. One day I will try. One day I will begin." But one day never comes. Wishing is easy. Anyone can sit and imagine a better life. But wishing does not build families, finish goals, or grow faith. Wishes without action are like prayers never spoken, seeds never planted, journeys never begun. The Bible says faith without works is dead. God does not only want your dreams, He wants your steps. He wants you to rise, to act, to move forward with Him. Don't just wish for it. Work for it, with God by your side. This story will remind you that change comes when desire meets discipline, when prayer meets action, and when faith meets work. If you are tired of only wishing, stay with me. It is time to move. Chapter 1. Why wishing is not enough. Everyone has dreams. We dream of success, of peace, of a better tomorrow. But not everyone acts. That is why so many dreams stay locked in the mind and never enter the world. Think about someone who says, "I want to learn English." They watch videos, imagine speaking fluently, and feel excited. But if they never practice, never study, never try, their wish will fade like smoke. Wishing is easy, working is rare. Or think about health. Many wish to be strong, but strength does not appear by dreaming. It comes from daily effort, moving the body, eating well, building habits. The same is true for faith. Many wish for a deeper relationship with God. They say, "I want peace. I want to feel close to Him." But if they never pray, never read His Word, never take time to be still, the wish remains empty. Jesus often called people not only to believe but also to follow, to leave their nets, to walk with Him, to take steps of faith. Wishing was never enough. It always required movement. God blesses action born from faith, not only desire. So remember this truth. Wishing is only the starting line. Without action, it goes nowhere. But when you move, when you work with faith, your dreams begin to take shape. Chapter 2. The value of hard work. Wishing gives comfort, but work brings results. You can dream all night, but unless you rise in the morning and act, nothing will change. Hard work is the bridge between prayer and progress. It is the tool God uses to shape your character and prepare you for blessing. Many want success, but few are willing to embrace the process. Hard work turns prayer into progress. Look at farmers. They pray for rain, but they also wake early, plant seeds, and care for the soil. Without their work, rain alone would bring no harvest. In the same way, your effort prepares the ground for God's blessing. The Bible says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord." Work is not punishment, it is worship. When you give your best, you honor God, and He multiplies what you do. Hard work also teaches humility. It reminds you that progress takes time, discipline, and perseverance. Each small step matters. Every act of effort shapes the future. Great results come from small, faithful steps. So when you face a goal, don't just wish it will happen. Roll up your sleeves, put in the effort, and trust that God will bless the work of your hands. Chapter 3. Faith and action together. Many people separate faith and work. Some only pray, waiting for God to move, but they never act. Others only work, pushing without prayer, and quickly burn out. The truth is, faith and action must walk together. The book of James says, "Faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead." Real faith is alive. It believes, and then it moves. It trusts God, and then it steps forward. Pray as if everything depends on God. Work as if everything depends on you. Think of Noah. God gave him a promise about the flood, but Noah still had to build the ark. Think of David. God called him to be king, but he still had to fight battles. Faith gave them direction, but action brought the promise into reality. When you combine faith and work, you release God's power in your life. Prayer fuels your strength. Work expresses your trust. Together, they carry you through obstacles and toward your destiny. Faith without action is empty. Action without faith is blind. So don't choose one and forget the other. Hold both. Pray with passion. Work with discipline. And watch how God multiplies the union of faith and action in your life. Chapter 4. Overcoming excuses. Dreams often die not because they are impossible, but because of excuses. People say, "I am too tired. I don't have time. I will start tomorrow." But tomorrow never comes, and excuses steal the future. Excuses are safe. They protect your comfort zone. But they also lock you in chains. They stop you from seeing what God could do through your effort. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves to stay the same. The Bible is full of people who could have made excuses. Moses said, "I cannot speak well." Gideon said, "I am too weak." Jeremiah said, "I am too young." But God answered each excuse with his strength, not theirs. God does not ask for perfection. He asks for obedience. He wants you to take the first step, even if it feels small. When you move, he moves with you. So when excuses whisper, "Not today," answer with faith, "Today is the day." When fear says, "You cannot," reply, "With God, I can." Excuses end when faith begins. Every time you silence an excuse and act, you grow stronger. And step by step, you discover that the mountain was not as high as you feared. It only required you to start climbing. Chapter 5. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is exciting, but it does not last. Some days you feel strong, and some days you feel weak. If you depend only on motivation, your progress will rise and fall with your emotions. Discipline is different. Discipline is choosing to act even when you don't feel like it. It is doing what matters, not just what feels good. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Think about learning English. Motivation may help you study for a week, but discipline, practicing every day, even when you are tired, will carry you to fluency. The same is true in fitness, work, and faith. The Bible teaches us about discipline. Paul wrote, "I discipline my body and keep it under control, so that after preaching to others, I myself will not be disqualified." Discipline is training for victory, not punishment. Motivation is like fire. It burns bright but quickly fades. Discipline is like roots. It grows deep and keeps you steady in storms. Motivation starts the journey. Discipline finishes it. So do not wait for perfect feelings. Build daily habits. Keep showing up. Because in the end, discipline, not emotion, is what brings lasting success. Chapter 6. God's strength in your work. Work can feel heavy when you try to do it alone. You may push, struggle, and get tired. But when you work with God, you find new strength. The Bible says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord." This changes everything. Work is no longer just effort. It becomes worship. It becomes a way to honor God. Work with God, and your labor is never in vain. Think about David. He faced Goliath with faith, but he also used a sling and stones. Think about Nehemiah. He prayed for God's help, but he also built the wall with his own hands. Faith gave them courage. Work made the promise real. When you invite God into your work, he multiplies what you do. Your small steps carry eternal value. Your ordinary actions become part of his extraordinary plan. God does not bless laziness, but he blesses faithful effort. So do not separate your job, your studies, or your dreams from your faith. Bring them to God. Dedicate them to him. And as you work with all your heart, trust that he is working through you. Chapter 7. The reward of perseverance. Wishing feels easy at the start. Working feels heavy in the middle. But perseverance brings the reward at the end. Every great story is built on endurance. Success is rarely instant. It comes after failures, delays, and many small steps that no one sees. Perseverance is the choice to keep going when the finish line still feels far away. Perseverance turns effort into victory. The Bible says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." This is God's promise. Your effort, your faith, your discipline are never wasted. Think of Joseph. He waited years in prison before becoming a leader in Egypt. Think of Paul. He faced trials and pain, yet he finished his race with joy. Their perseverance brought fruit that blessed many. Your own life is the same. The dream God gave you may take time. The work may feel slow. But if you stay faithful, if you do not quit, the harvest will come. Victory belongs not to the fastest, but to the one who never gives up. So press on. Keep working. Keep believing. Because the reward is certain for those who endure with faith. We began with this truth. Wishing is never enough. Dreams are important, but without action, they stay locked in the mind. Change happens when you rise, when you work, and when you walk in faith. You have seen that hard work builds bridges between prayer and progress. Faith without action is empty, and action without faith is blind. Excuses keep you stuck, but discipline sets you free. And when you work with God's strength, your effort is never wasted. Don't just wish for it. Work for it, with God by your side. The Bible reminds us, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Your perseverance matters. Every step of effort, every choice of discipline, every prayer mixed with action is building something eternal. So what about you? Will you keep wishing for someday? Or will you begin today? Will you let excuses hold you? Or will you take the first small step with God's strength? God blesses the work of faithful hands. My friend, your future is not built by wishes. It is built by faith, by discipline, by perseverance, and by action. So pray boldly, act faithfully, and trust that God will complete what He started in you.